Hey guys, welcome back. Sorry it's been a bit of a crazy few days. Turns out that another thing that I need to probably remind people about is, besides understanding the musical side, you then have to understand the technical side of music production. There's another side to this world, such as the IT industry, which is kind of important. My computer literally crashed. Something is up. I think we had an electrical problem within our complex, so I think all the things that have happened within the space have gotten, I don't know if it's all the apartments, but our apartment has had a couple of faulty errors. I can put this on and show you what's going on here, just so you can see what's going on. So I'm sort of having a panic attack, but not really. My husband is an IT specialist. Thank God we are, I might have the musical skills, but he has the electronic skills and repair skills to make this side very possible. I kind of watched people in South Africa dealing with technical glitches where computers would always crash, problems would always happen. The wireless Wi-Fi was never working. So besides understanding the musical elements, you sort of need to have a grasp on the IT section, the science behind the technology. And I decided, because of what happened, it probably was a good idea to get Logic Pro X or Logic Pro on the tablet, on the iPad. I thought this was the time to now consider doing this. My computer's very slow. My husband's going to take a look at this computer because I'm in a state of panic. So while we're uploading this track, which is absolutely a catastrophe, this is the other song. There's something happened. So between the electrical outage in our complex into the DAW that I'm working on, which is Logic Pro X on the computer, we're having glitches. I'm not going to use this one. Let's just see. Maybe this one does the same problem. But what was going on was, I'll show you. We'll play it. This is the one that we worked on here. But somewhere between playing the track and so forth, it stops. So let's see how far it goes without stopping. So we're having a technical glitch. So this is one of the reasons why I haven't filmed the past day or so, because we've been trying to resolve this problem. And in a case like this, make sure to always have some sort of backup. And I think this is why having Logic Pro and GarageBand on a different format or platform. You can use it on the laptop or the iPad. I do think the iPad kind of is more practical in certain cases. So we're going to just start with GarageBand, okay? We're going back into GarageBand, and what happens now is with Logic Pro onto the iPad, which you pay for, I believe I'm going to be paying $4.99 each month to continue using it on the iPad. But have some skills. Don't jump into that. And you have to remember, if you're doing credit card stuff, Apple is very, very professional, and they advise people who are working, which means you have to be over the age of 18, to sign up and apply, not sign up, but to have a credit card to be able to do something like this. So start with GarageBand. And GarageBand, actually, once you buy or purchase Logic Pro, the first month is free. Logic Pro, those tracks go directly into GarageBand, go into Logic. So let's come up with a song. Let's see what we can do on, let's manifest a vision here. So I've opened up a new track, Okay, we're gonna just start with the GarageBand, and then I'll show you how it looks once we want to get into Logic Pro. Okay, I've already done one on here as GarageBand. Let's just see. I don't know what this is. Let's hear it. These were experiments. They're not really anything complete. Yeah, I think I was just coming up with sounds. Okay, so say we've completed this piece. What we're going to do now is we're going to close this up here. So I called that Beatmaster. Just remember the name of the file. Now you're going to open up Logic Pro. Say you basically have the Logic Pro already on your iPad. Okay, so open GarageBand song with Logic Pro. So you can do that once you've agreed and are prepared to pay monthly for this app. And then there are different things I'm gonna have to, different devices I'm gonna have to, okay, and then there are more things you can do in here. Okay, so this is just an example. It's not a completed anything. Okay. And probably a good idea to have a Bluetooth headset. Okay, so that's an example. Okay, so then you can start playing around with other things on here. And if you understand, so there you can look at it this way, which is not very good. I would recommend switching your iPad around and then dabbling with this. But before you get into this part, which becomes a little bit more detailed, I highly recommend a GarageBand example and explore the idea of GarageBand first. So going back into this concern about IT and tech issues, there are definitely always a lot of problems with computers. I know Apple has lots of issues when it comes down to crashing, so always have backups. Sometimes I'm not as good as doing like the backup stuff, but I'm always reminded by my husband, who is in this field. So he's the other side of the recording studio. I'm bringing in the musical side and the production side, and he's coming in as the techie, the tech support. Because that's what he does at CBS News. That's his job. So he really knows the computer. I think he knows PCs and Macintosh. He's just really good. And I hope that while we're fixing and repairing or trying to, I'm gonna ask him if I can maybe film him trying out and seeing what he does on the other side. So if you're going to develop a recording studio, whether you're doing it by yourself or with other people, make sure that somebody in the group, whether it's yourself, who understands the IT perspective as well besides the music production, or have somebody else in the group who has technical IT skills to help with this question of fixing and repairing and understanding that side. Because I think people don't talk enough about what goes on behind the scenes. You can see that my computer, something happened to the computer, electrical outage here, and it's now caused me to go in a complete tiz of conundrum and despair because now I can't work on this. But I can always now, I've now uploaded the Logic Pro and I've been experimenting with GarageBand on the iPad to, I suppose this would be the backup, and the portability of the laptop is the portability of an iPad. Yeah, you can do the laptop thing, but you know, everything crashes. You have to remember, computers crash. They're not perfect. These things are sensitive to electricity and voltages and issues that go on around you. So it's never going to be absolutely 100%. Like I said, I've gone into studio spaces. I've worked and assisted producers before in the past, and I've seen them going in a complete disastrous experience because their computers crashed.